Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gemma's Window. If you have done the calculations in the in the box below, and determined that you are a power year number 5, you are at the right place. Now, fives, just a reminder, you only have to calculate your power year number once for the year of 2020. Every month, your number changes monthly. And that's where I come in. I will tell you what your monthly number is, which is a 9. So this is quite a combination here that you have, fives, because 5 is the year of changes. Whether you initiate the change or whether the universe initiates the change to get you to move into different directions, we'll have to wait and see how it goes. Sometimes the changes can be subtle as, well, I want to have a haircut, make changes in my appearance, something that I haven't done in a long time, work on myself in that way. Changes can cover anything and everything. But another thing about 5 is that 5 brings adventure with it. It brings travel with it, and it brings communications with it, whether you're doing a good job communicating or a not so good job, whether it has something to do with therapy, starting your own business in therapy, or starting some kind of business on YouTube, something to do with communication. It can be along those lines too. Now, the month of 9 will be your month of endings. And so it's going to be interesting to see if we see what's wrapping up for you. Now, some of you might just be ending a thought process or something in your world that you've been looking forward to ending. Let's take a look and see if we can look out for any kind of endings that you don't see coming. We're also in this pandemic. That influences the reading too. With all these things influencing today, it's a bit of a challenge. And so what we're going to do is we're going to use our cards like we always do. We're going to take a look at business, we're going to take a look at love, and then we're going to take a look at any question that you have. And I do want to suggest to you that just because we start out, say, with business, and first we're going to look at 5s with a job, and then we're going to look at 5s who are looking for a job. Say it's in reverse, that the information that I'm giving applies to you. That's okay. Whatever is said in this segment about information for a 5, for a power year number 5, applies to you. So feel free to apply it to your situation. It's just the way the universe is giving it to me. We're not doing a specific reading. We're going to talk to a lot of people all at once, and we're going to take it from there. Okay, 5s, enough of my chit chat. I'm just lucky you. I just keep moving the microphone all over today, so I hope it doesn't sound all staticky. We're going to shuffle the cards now, 5s, and we're going to take a look at 5s who have employment. And let's take a look at how you're being perceived at the job, what there is to expect at the job, if there's any changes, because we're in the year of change, plus we're in the month of endings. So let's take a look at 5s who have work. Yeah, I'm finding you a little overwhelmed this month, 5s. I'm finding you overwhelmed and not prepared, I think, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, for the changes that are upon you and that are upon the world globally. And when I said that, the card that I pulled after I said that is a card that indicates that coming into being There can be layoffs or changes in the workplace, but they don't necessarily touch you. You kind of end up staying at work, but being put upon. And I feel like you're already feeling put upon. And now there's changes in the workplace in this month of April, and that are going to affect you even more, feeling put upon. And I feel like you had a mojo going, and you were figuring out what you really wanted and what you really wanted to do, and you may have made the decision in your mind that, nah, I really don't want to do more of this or that. I want to focus on plan C. And then whack, out of the blue, there may have been changes in the company or the structure of your job already, and then to top it all off, there's going to be more. So there's a lot of fluctuation coming. I don't see the ending of a job for you as much as I see it for others, or changes around you that affect you. And that it's very difficult for you to say no, and it's difficult for you to try to handle these changes, plus any pressures at home and relationships or commitments that you have elsewhere. It's a lot of struggling, and it's a learning to say no month for you. Let's take a look, fives, for those of you who are looking for work in this month of April. Again, we are talking about the month of April, and things can be radically different when we look in the month of May for you. Next month is going to be new beginnings for you. So let's pull some cards for fives who are looking for work, maybe have applied for something else, been waiting for a response. Okay. You know what? I'm looking at this reading, and we are talking about job. And yet, I have very heavy-duty relationship cards. And so, I'll suggest to you that if you're looking for work, we have the Fool card for you. And the Fool card is the first card of the entire tarot deck. And it's someone who is starting out on a journey. They want to stick their neck out. They're willing to take risks. They're on the edge of a cliff. They want to fall off. And they feel like what these cards surrounding you are saying is that you have an incredible support team. That now is a wonderful time for you to venture off with an idea, a new beginning, maybe a lesser paying job or a lower on the totem pole job, whereas at another time in your life wouldn't be ideal, or maybe you're even thinking, but this time in my life isn't even ideal, and yet you've got people around you who are willing to support you, or will do it, even if they're bucking the system there. They're going to support you on this new idea or new adventure that you have in mind. And that might even be that, well, I'm stuck home anyway during this pandemic. Why don't I just take the next 6 months and try to write the whatever that I wanted to write? 5 is a year where you would do that. 5 is a year of communications. It's a year of writing. It's a year of presenting. I don't know why real estate just popped into my head, and I don't know why. But for anybody out there who might be thinking about something to do with real estate, obviously it's a plug in the right direction for you if it came in. Now, the cards here, I'm actually going to do something a little bit different because they're so strong in regards from going to a relationship of true caring to a marriage or commitment relationship. I gotta throw that in there because even though we're talking business, they're just so lovely and they're so strong that I just feel like that, though job wise might be a bit choppy for you, it just, for some of you, I just feel like your relationships are going to show a different side for you this month of April. Let's shuffle these cards now and let's go ahead and look at love for fives. And of course, it's a toss up. It could go any which way. You're in this year of change and you're in a month of endings. So let's take a look how some of you who are in a relationship are perhaps being perceived or the direction that you're going. Okay. Fives, this is not going to be for all of you, but it's going to be for those of you or one of you who need to hear this. I do feel there's an ending. There's an ending going on in a relationship. I even have a legal card here. It could be a formal ending, if there are such things as formal separations, but there are divorces and filing and this, that, and the other thing. And I just feel like if that's something that you're considering, the timing is here and now. It is here and now, because to me, it looks like you're pooped. You are so pooped. And you need to move on and you need to focus on you and recreate yourself and start over again. These are very different flavor that we're having for you. But, the combination of the numbers that you've got going on, wow. I mean, they're meant to be a little dramatic for you. Let's take a look at fives who are looking for relationships. And I think that we got that little buffer fives. That random, these beautiful relationship cards in the business area. To not make some of you panic because clearly there's many of you that have a wonderful chance of ending being single or non-committed, moving into marriage or committed relationships. That's already come in. But somebody out there needs to hear that. Take advantage of this natural break in the relationship that has appeared before you and stick with it if you know and you finally can admit it's the right thing. Then it's definitely the right timing for you. Now, moving on to part 2 of love would be about fives who are looking for a relationship. So you've been waiting and you've been waiting, but I tell you something, the waiting has been worth it because the card that I have is that you are appreciating yourself, you're liking yourself, you're liking the changes that have come upon you in this time of whatever you've been doing, whether you've been working out or whether you've been building confidence at the workplace because you've been doing a good job, or whether you've become more patient with absolutely nothing happening and just accepting that, well, maybe this is just what it is. Moving into your future is the perfect partnership card. So all this waiting and planning, and if some of you have been planning various things for yourself and getting your ducks in a row and saying, well, I want to do this first before I get serious. Everybody has a different story out there, and I'm trying to touch upon that. But you get the point. You have a wonderful relationship, the perfect partnership coming your way. You have a terrific reading today about finding the right mate for you. I'm so glad. I'm going to pick up these cards now and we're going to move to the last segment. But I'm just so glad because I've been doing a lot of these, tapings today, and I'm finding a lot of the readings to be not so pleasant. And of course I want to give a good read, but I have to give you what I get or what I perceive as a good read. And so it's nice that this is actually really nice for you. It's a very dramatic year for you, and it's a dramatic month for you, and you're going to land on your feet. Now, if you would, fives, if you would be so kind as to just think of a question, anything that you'd like to know, and it can be about love, it can be about business, it can be about a relationship, maybe your boss, or maybe a family member, maybe about relocating. How's that going to go? Now the trick is that usually readers like myself, we don't answer in yes or no. So if you're asking, will I relocate by the end of the month, I'm going to be giving you the tap dancing version of how's it looking. Is there going to be something in your way? How's it going to go for you? If you were sitting across from me and we were doing a reading, that's what I would ask. I might ask a question in the way of, what's in my best interest in this relationship? What does Spirit want me to know about the relationship that I'm in, and what's in my best interest according to the universe for me to do about it? Shall I proceed with it? Shall I walk away from it? So if you'll ask a very specific question in a non-yes or no way, then tweak my answer to make it fit. Just don't tweak the end of my answer, the outcome. Okay? Oh, we've had something fall out, and I'm going to leave that down there for now. I'm going to get it in a moment. All right, let's look at what's the best to expect. What's the best to expect from our fives? It's funny, I do have the real estate card here. Didn't we just... Was that this reading that I just said, why does real estate pop into my mind? It's funny because this is the real estate card, so it also means other things too. And then we have, oh God, and then we have the card that fell out, which is really nice. So I have the card that fell out is the World card, and it's the card that means marriage and commitment, and it also means the culmination of all things. So it means the ending of an era, the ending of a situation. Now I really do have separation, divorce cards all over the place here, and I have that you're thinking it's to benefit others. It might be to benefit if you have children, or they have children, or something like that. And I feel like actually the card specifically represents relationships that are not outside of you and your loved one. So that could be parents. It could be somebody wants to move away and help their parents because they're worried about them. It could be somebody's worried about coworkers, that they're not pulling their weight, and their coworkers have worked hard enough and they have got to have, more free time. Not more free time, but less pressure on their shoulders from home. They need to help their coworkers. It is really indicating that if you've had something on your mind, this is the month to go for it and to lay it on the line with people the best that you can, in the best way that you can, and going to the right person too, and saying it in the right way and doing it at the right time. All of these things have to be considered, because that's what your Six of Pentacles cards is saying. All of these things have to be considered before you open your mouth about what you want. Now, the card that I have in your recent past is the Magician card. That card is about relocation. It's about, buying that new property, redecorating, but it's also about getting the best advice that you can, going to the best person, or getting a sign from somewhere. It might be from this reading where it's a sign that says, a sign came your way, or is going to come your way in April about, okay, now is the time to move ahead with whatever these plans are, because I feel like in this month you're closing one door so that another door can open. It's very ironic because you're going into your month of new beginnings next month. So we're closing a door somewhere for you, and you're being given the validation today that you're doing the right thing, the right timing, by going ahead and doing it and making it concrete. The other thing is that I feel like it's an all or nothing for you this month, fives. I feel like it's all or nothing. I feel like There's no halfway. There's no cutting your hair. Not, your hair is down to your waist. There's no cutting it at the shoulders. It's going really, really short. I feel like if you're going to jump, you're not going to jump down 2 stories. You're going to get a bungee cord and you're going to jump down 25. I feel like you might be, say you're relocating for work, or your loved one is relocating for work, and it's all at once. And it's all at once, where you say to that person, look, are we going to make a really permanent go of this? I'll come with you. I'll find new work, or you come with me. You invite them, and let's make a permanent go. We're going to move and relocate and get new jobs and move in together. It's that kind of throwing caution to the wind and going for it. Although I feel like you have thought about it, but maybe some of you haven't. 5s, I thank you so much. That reading just went so fast, and I don't know why, but it just did. It was very precise and to the point, and I'm very thankful to the universe for that, because you've got some funky numbers going on there, and it could have tripped us up. Thank you so much for joining Jemma's Window, 5s, and please jump onto my website if you'd like any more information or to set up a private read. And please subscribe if you haven't already, because I'd love to have you. Okay, 5s, I'll see you next month for your month of new beginnings. Bye for now.